What? What in the world?
Okay.
Welcome back, you guys. What?
Y'all know what this is about.
Oh my gosh. Welcome back to Sisters and Shambles, y'all. I am T.
Okay.
And we here. I hope y'all had a great week. Because something very interesting happened to me this week. For the first time in my life, I had jury duty. They've been trying to get me for years, bro.
They finally got your ass. They got you.
I was so disappointed.
They got
so 2 years ago, no, like it was 2-3 years ago, they tried to get me, and I'm like, look, I'm my kid's only caretaker. I homeschool them. Like, I cannot go. It's not gonna work. Like, no. They was like,
they trying to get shit down.
Sent another summons. I wrote another letter. I can't do this. That lady was like, expect a sheriff at your house.
You should say bring him.
I said,
bring him.
A sheriff. She was like, yeah, because you either gonna get a fine or they gonna lock you up. I said, okay.
You'll be like my man at the other courthouse.
Like, Lord. Yo, one day a detective, I never told you this whole thing, but I did tell you about the detective coming to the door, and I thought they was coming to get me. Boy, I was in bed shaking in my blanket. I was done. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to get arrested in front of my kids and my husband. I am no criminal. I didn't do anything. I was distraught. But it wasn't even for me. It wasn't even for nobody in the house, actually. But yeah, but this time they was like 2 years later. They was like, "You gonna bring your family and you coming?" And I had to go.
Hey, but at least you got dollars, lunch money.
Yeah, they gave us lunch money, all right.
When I had jury duty, they gave us nothing. They set it in this hot ass room with this funky ass vending machine. God, at that time,
girl, you got snacks in there from 1994.
I said, "What is this?" I never got called.
What is Fruitopia?
Oh, I know why I didn't get called. I was in a situation, so I used that situation.
You used that situation for the situation,
right?
Understood.
So they said I couldn't. I couldn't.
Could I have done that though?
I don't know. I don't know if they let you do that now.
No, she was very specific about immediate family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one.
I couldn't have done that then.
You could have. Shit, I could have let you borrow some family members.
So like, hey, let me slide that right here. Real quick. Slide it right here. But yeah, that's what I did. But thankfully, it never went to trial.
Okay.
It ended first of all, the process still took the entire day. My entire day was gone. I could have been at home. But I am thankful that it didn't go to the 3 days like it was supposed to. So
I think the one that I've heard that you cannot get out of is the federal. I
pray that never comes my direction.
If you are if you in a body cast, they're gonna tell you to bring your ass up in there.
No, not the wheelchair and iron lungs.
Hell yeah.
No.
Hey, as long as you can nod.
No. They said blink twice for yes. Wait a minute. You fighting for your own life over here. No, thank you. No.
My man eyelids hurt.
Nope. No.
This is hilarious.
No.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But
man.
That's what I did, so.
Oh my goodness.
What you do?
That's funny. Oh.
Anything interesting?
Well, I always wanted a crow, right? Yeah, I have been wanting a crow so bad. You may ask why.
Yeah, I'm asking why. Of all the things.
I just think they're gorgeous birds. That's just me, okay?
You triggering my everything.
So anyway, they had, their event. I think it was a Pride event this weekend and everything. So coming in on Monday, walking the streets downtown and everything, it's trash everywhere, okay? But they left sandwiches for the crows because, man, these folks know how to partake. Y'all hear me? They were tequila bottles. I have never seen tequila bottles out, not unless it was a drunk or something like that. But even then, they're not having tequila bottles out. But we're talking about small bottles, big bottles. I was like, man, they were living it up out here. However, I was able to get a really cool picture of a crow and everything, and I was like, oh, I tried to call it over and everything, but my man said.
So what was the crow doing?
Oh, he was eating a hoagie sandwich that someone left behind. I'm assuming that the sandwich wasn't all that great, but yeah, they left the sandwich behind. But my man said, I'm gonna take this breakfast today. But he was gorgeous.
So the
though.
crow is just sitting there eating a sandwich. So was it like picked apart, or was the sandwich like still together?
The sandwich was actually open, like everything was open, like trash just everywhere. So I'm assuming people were sitting in places to eat. So this particular sandwich was just left behind and it was open. So my man, along amongst other crows, went over and started snacking everything. However, he was kind of just standing around. Not standing around. He was the only one around for me to take a picture. Because the rest of them were on the other side of the street eating some other stuff that they left behind.
So the murder was on the other side of the street. So he must don't bang with them.
I don't know. He said, hey, every man for themselves. But he was gorgeous, though. Anyway.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. But I have to tell you, when I'm on the bus, there are 3 women. They're usually talking to each other. But 2 of the women have children. One of them have a little girl who's could be the age of 4 to 7. Could be reaching about 4 to 7. And then the other lady have a little boy. He could be about 2 or 3. Okay. Every time I see them, they make me smile because they're so cute. It just reminds me of my little ones since my are adults now. But they're so adorable. So there's the little man or whatever. He's either singing or he's saying something or things like that. But yeah, he's so adorable. And the little girl too. I just thought I had to say that because this is just warms my heart in the morning.
Children
just to
bring
see.
You joy.
It does.
Especially
when
they're
good
happy
children.
And
yes.
Sweet and
yes. Not the ones that's just running up and down the train and doing all other things, but I haven't seen that lately either.
That's good.
I haven't seen that lately.
Because I will never forget that time I got on the daggone green line. And this girl, I don't know if that was her little brother or her son. Either way, she didn't give a rat's behind. That girl sat down, got on her phone, and little Timmy was up and down that train car, door opening, everything. He could have jumped off the train and been out of here. But she was like this the whole time.
She was like, that's not my
She did not care. The boy was everywhere, and I'm like, did this little boy come over here? Did this little boy come over here?
And you know what? And they never do.
Praise
They
me.
never do.
Praise me, because I don't like dealing with other people's children.
Yes.
I don't like dealing with other people's children. I don't.
Absolutely.
I don't. But y'all keep an eye on y'all kids, because people can be dangerous, okay? And you can't trust that this child is always safe. A train car is an enclosed space until them doors open.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going on behind you. Anybody could have snatched that baby off. Just always keep an eye on your children. Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
So,
let me tell you, I read a very interesting
oh boy,
article.
This ain't the meth raccoon again, is it? Because
no, I think my man good.
I can't do this no more.
However,
you always find something stupid.
I did find an article about a cat carrying marijuana, but I don't
continue.
know.
We're done.
I couldn't find that article no more, y'all. That was crazy. A cat and marijuana, but it's all good though.
Bless it.
So anyway, this one here is a 26-year-old man who happened to miss his long-distance girlfriend's arrival at the airport.
Oh, no.
Excuse me. Yes. She breaks up with him for prioritizing gaming over her visit. Yeah, she said he couldn't even set an alarm after I crossed the country to see him. Yeah, my man said I was tired. Gaming takes a lot. gaming takes a lot. Okay,
Bro.
so let's hear. Okay, all right.
I'm listening.
Okay, so this is a 28-year-old female who was in a long distance relationship with someone named Eric. I'm sorry, Eric, but she put your name out here, fella.
Oh
Yes. But she did say it was a fake name.
no!
So anyway, these folks have been dating for 5 months, okay? And I'm assuming this situation happened during Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Okay, so for Valentine's Day, she booked a flight to his city, a whole hour flight, just to spend a week with him.
I'm sorry. The flight was an hour.
That's what she said. She said, I booked a flight
I thought
to
she said
his
across the country.
city, a whole hour. That's why I said you gotta hear.
This ain't sis. You alright? That is not across the country. That's a good 5-6 hour drive, maybe. Across the country.
She just said it was a long distance relationship. So I'm assuming. I mean,
Hour. 6 hours is long distance, but
I guess driving, maybe.
an hour flight though, sis, is not across the country.
What
I
is
can
that?
guarantee.
Carolina?
Yes.
Let's say it's Carolina to Maryland. That's what
That's about 6 hours.
driving.
I just said it's
No.
about 6
I'm
hours.
talking about flying. What's
Yes, it's about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Usually less than that. I say about an hour 20. It's really not long.
You wouldn't really call it long distance.
That's what I'm
because
saying. Like, it's long driving, but if you gonna catch that flight,
even cities from here to there could be an hour. I still wouldn't consider that long distance. But
man,
anyway.
that's one good Atlantic Star album that you need. No.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, she booked a flight to his city, a whole hour flight, just to spend a week with him.
Okay.
Okay. So she said that they made these plans together 2 months ahead. He even offered to pick her up from the airport.
Oh,
okay.
and he offered
He
it?
offered to pick her up from the airport.
I'm hot.
The day of the trip, she was excited, sending him snaps, updates from the airport, telling him I'll see him soon, but no reply. My gut told me something was off, but I pushed it down and I landed. Still no word. Okay. Then I walked through the arrival gates and he wasn't there. Just empty space. I sat in a corner of the airport and cried. It was humiliating. I had no hotel, no plan B. I was supposed to stay with him. See,
That's where y'all
right.
F up at.
That's where you mess up at.
That's what y'all
You
F up at.
always have to have a plan B, C, D, E, F, and a G just in case.
Absolutely.
Okay, you always have to have several plans. Okay, so she said I tried calling, no answer. Eventually, over an hour later, he texted me, not calling, text, said that he fell asleep. Turns out he'd been staying up late gaming all night. Oh, that's not too bad, I guess. I mean, if
No. You proved to me.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. She said I stayed the week because I had no choice. But once I got home, I broke up with him. I couldn't be with someone who couldn't even set an alarm for me across after I crossed.
I'm gonna stop.
Hold on,
you
but
right
she
there.
said, hold on, though. She said set an alarm for me after I crossed the country to see him. He agreed
I'm
at
still
the
not getting this
time.
hour flight and across the country thing right.
It said now weeks later, I just got a long emotional letter from him saying he's sorry. He loves me. He didn't mean to hurt me. I'm torn. Was I too harsh? Am I the asshole for ending the relationship over this?
No.
Or did I
no.
just finally respect my own worth? You gotta think about it. It is 5 months.
No.
5 months.
And he done already showed me that I'm not important enough for him to get proper sleep to make sure he picks me up in an area that I'm not familiar with. The relationship is already dead. You done already showed me you don't care. You done already showed me. I don't care.
I need more to even kind of, because I'm like, is this something that they're used to doing, going back and forth and seeing each other? Is this her first time?
It don't matter if it was the first time or the 100th time.
I wouldn't have stayed a week.
I wouldn't have stayed a week. I would have took whatever my return ticket was and asked them to change that shit now. Oh, I ain't mean to cuss. Lord forgive me. I would have said change it now. But I'm not going to stay a week because you already disrespected me. You offered me this ride.
That is true.
To pick me up from an airport, and you didn't even fulfill what you said. So already, I don't trust nothing else you say. Already, I don't trust anything you said because that was a lie.
True.
You could not put the game down to get proper sleep to make sure that you came and picked me up. Somebody that you have been caring about for 5 months. I don't care if it was 5 months, 5 years, 50 years. If you say you're going to do something, be a man of your word and do it. You are not a man of your word and you didn't do it.
You hear that y'all T said, she ain't doing it.
That's the end of it right there. I'm sorry. You disrespected me and my time. I could have been out with somebody else, but here I am.
First of all, how did you guys meet?
I don't give a rat's behind. Nobody cares.
I gotta analyze stuff.
No. See, you're going too deep with the analyzation.
Oh,
it don't matter how they met. We're talking about
analyze.
This situation right now. The cause and effect. The cause, he ain't getting no sleep because he want to be playing them funky video games. And the effect was old girl not getting picked up when she was supposed to. Now she out in the airport looking stupid for somebody that lied and said that he was coming to get her. And then to text.
And not
boy, don't let me see you on the street, Eric.
Oh. That's your ass, site. Eric. Because Ariel is coming, okay? Ariel is coming.
Ariel's coming. Oh,
let's go.
That was a Little Mermaid too. My bad, y'all. Okay, so don't piss me off, Eric.
I still have not seen The Little Mermaid with.
We're not gonna worry about that because you don't even like Disney movies anyway.
But I do like Ursula.
You don't like Disney movies anyway. You like villains. Exactly. We're going to continue.
All right.
So, like I said, Eric, disrespectful. Look, girl.
Yeah.
You 28.
Just push on.
You grown, and you should have known better than to stay a week.
Maybe she should have took advice from the girl from the flight.
Should have found you a pilot, huh?
You would have had no problem.
Should have found you a pilot. That pilot would have had you flew out, okay, for your hour flight across the country. Okay, what were they on a bullet train? Like what? I don't even understand. I'm still trying to get the hour flight across country, but whatever. Anyway, next time don't stay a week for a man to disrespect you. Like, no. And then now I want to know. Now this is where the analyzation break down. Was he still playing video games the whole time you was there? Did y'all do anything?
Did y'all have a conversation or anything like that?
I mean, whatever the conversation was, didn't good because she still broke up with him.
Oh my goodness!
But
she just saved face for the week because she ain't had no plan B.
No, she should have just took them tickets and got a refund or had them. What you call it? Because I know some areas you can only get a flight at certain times.
Okay.
Certain airlines you can only get a flight at certain times. Like in Wilmington, there's an airport. I think it's something that start with an A. They only fly out on like a Wednesday or something. So that's the only time you can get a flight. So I do understand that part. Maybe that could have been the issue.
Okay.
However, if you could have got a refund, run me my money back and let's try a different airline because I'm getting out of here.
Now, could she have done that? Like, turn back around immediately? Say, for instance, he never showed up.
It depends. If on the airline is what I'm saying. It depends on the airline. So if the airline still had flights that day, she probably could have.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know, got a return flight if the flight wasn't full.
Okay. But
if the airline didn't have anything else that day and that was the last flight coming in, then okay, I see why she may have had to wait a week if that's the only way that system works. However, if she could have gotten a refund, that's what I would have done. I would have gotten a refund, got on another plane at another airline and been gone. Because you're not going to play in my face like this.
I see that.
You're not going to play in my face.
I do see that.
That ain't what we're going to do ever. Okay. So, I saw something on Reddit, okay? And I thought that this was a bit like, for me it was a yikes moment. Because if you have a friend and their fiance's saying something about their child, listen, okay, so, am I the butthole for recording my friend's fiance at her bachelorette party and playing the recording for him? Okay?
Okay.
I was invited to the bachelorette party for my friend's fiance. It was over the long weekend at a vacation rental on the beach. There was booze, a hot tub, great food. It was definitely a hit. At one point, I was on the deck looking at the ocean, and the bride was drunk in the hot tub with two of her friends. She said she felt more relaxed than she had in a while. I assumed she was referring to wedding planning. One of her friends asked if she was having trouble with the little monster. Ooh. She said no, that he was manageable for now. At that point, I realized they were talking about my friend's son. I took out my phone and started recording them. The bride's friends said horrible stuff about my friend's son, and the bride responded positively to everything, laughing and agreeing. Then she said that it was too bad he wasn't old enough to send to military school. I stopped recording when their topic changed. I don't think they ever realized I was close enough to hear them. When we got back, I asked to meet with my friend, and I played him the recording. He was quiet while he listened. After the recording was finished, he asked me to send it to him, which I did. Then he asked me to delete it, which I said I would, but haven't yet. I feel like a butthole for interfering. I really do. However, I'm worried about my friend's son. Depending on what my friend does, I might need to send this recording to the poor boy's family. I feel like I've overstepped, but what else can I do? Was I being the butthole?
No, I guess the type of person I am, I'm going to say something to you right then and there.
Right.
So,
especially if that's my friend.
Yeah, there will be no recording at all.
Because, baby, that hot tub, that water would have been out that dang tub. You hear me?
Yeah,
we would have made waves, sis. Because you're about to marry this man, and you don't like his child, and you over here talking greasy and agreeing with your little sloppy friends about his child. Right. You're basically the evil stepmother, and you're about to give this baby so much trauma for no reason at all. He's just an innocent bystander.
Well, I'm gonna hope for the best that that she changed her ways or something like that. Maybe it's just all that kind of thing. But yeah, she does give off that evil stepmom kind of energy.
That can't be the first time of her talking about this child like this, because the friends called that baby the little monster.
Mm-hmm. Not unless they're friends who don't like kids. You got some people who, I don't know.
I know people who don't like kids, but they don't automatically call kids monsters, though. They just say they don't like kids.
But they was like, well,
because how would they know?
How old was the kid again?
I don't think it said
how old he was. Because I'm like, well, how much of a monster could this kid be if he's not old enough in military school?
No,
that's kind of cruel too. Military school.
Military school, like, I don't know how old the child is.
Damn, how old you gotta be in military school?
I don't know, a teenager? Maybe?
Well, anyway, yeah. No,
but still,
you're not a butthole because it's your friend.
Yeah,
it's your friend, and you wanted to make him aware of, what I'm saying, the conversation that's happening, behind his back. Now unless he give off of, I'm gonna still marry this bride anyway because her dugout is the best, but I don't know. My man trying to score each and every which way. That's the only thing that I could.
You gonna stop right there? The dugout. Where do you even get these terms?
I'm just saying that's The dugout.
I know what you talking about, your nutcase. You have a new word for it every day.
Yo, you never heard of the dugout?
No, I have not.
I know y'all.
I've heard a
dugout.
purse, a clam, a Venus flytrap. I've heard.
But you said a purse?
Yes.
Now
Get
that
your
I
hand
have
out my
not.
purse. I've heard that before.
That I have not. Cookie jar, yes, not purse.
Yes.
But yeah,
Somebody called it a taco.
I can see the reason. That's crazy. Crazy. Anywho. But yes. That's the only thing I could think of. But as a friend, I definitely would have given him that information so he'll know that.
And I would have said something right there.
Not
because
in danger.
why are you talking like this? Like,
yeah, she's not ready to be a stepmom
at all. Like, if you felt that way, you could have had that conversation with him already.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had the conversation about his child. But at the end of the day, that's his child. Like,
girl, she ain't worried about it. And first of all, my
ridiculous.
girl said military school. Somebody got dollars.
She trying to ship my man's off. Like, now I want to know, like, is the child a troubled child? Like, what makes you want to ship the child off to military school? Is it simply because you want your fiance to yourself?
Or also, it's like, is the child living with dad? I mean, how often are you, interacting with this kid, or if this kid is around, on the
all I'm saying
basis.
is that's a lot of words. That's a lot of words.
Yep. That is
rude. Anyways, so
I do have a question though, and I don't know if I wanted to save that. Would you take advice from someone who's not well seasoned in that sector? And I'm gonna give you a prime example. And I hear this I hear this quite often, like couples before they get married, they go to seek counseling.
Right on.
I have always been a little confused by that. Like, why are you seeking counseling? One, and then two, when you're seeking this counsel, is it from a married couple, someone who is married, or someone who is single? So who would you rather hear the advice from? Someone who's single or someone who's well seasoned? Now, I'm not talking about well seasoned that this ninja been divorced 110 times. I'm talking about well seasoned where this
relationship
individual
has been solid,
right? And you have grown with this individual. So it's kind of like, would you rather go with that book version, because that's all you're going to get from the singles is the book version, because they have no clue of marriage life, or you're going to go with someone who's well seasoned in some of these things? Now, granted, there's some good and some bad that you can take from it and all the stuff, but me personally, I'd rather go with someone who's well seasoned. Now, the people that I've come across that are having these conversations with these counselors are single people.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how would your relationship flourish on a singles person's advice?
Yeah,
that going into a marriage, you know what I'm saying? Going into
that I don't
a
understand.
Marriage, yeah.
Because I need somebody that's been in it, that's done it, did the work, that's still solid with their partner,
right,
through and through, and their marriage is good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm saying that they've got through what they were supposed to get through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they brushed themselves off and didn't look back at it with no regrets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Because I was always like, why are you seeking advice? Now, shouldn't these conversations been had before, you know what I'm saying, you decide to say dumb, I do, that kind of thing? But again, that's just me. Anybody else got a take on it, let me know, because I didn't go to the marriage counseling, and I've been with my husband for, how old are you? 20, 30?
Yeah, it's been about 28, 29 years y'all been together.
And don't get me wrong, it wasn't all, peaches and roses and bubbles and all those things, but we grew together. You know what I'm saying? We learned off of each other. I'm not as mean as I used to be, folks. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for some people, now for some people, people discover other stuff about themselves through
Okay.
marriage counseling, like other questions that they probably wouldn't have thought of.
Okay.
That's what I hear.
Mm.
They asked harder questions than just our, can we do this? Do I really want to be with you forever? It's like, can you be with this person if X, Y, and Z this happened, X, Y, and Z this type thing? Also, some people have to go through marriage counseling simply to get the pastor that they want. Some pastors are not going to marry you unless you have marriage counseling.
So it's a money factor. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong, pastors. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong for this. This is a union.
Yeah, but some of them are like, they're not going to marry you unless they're sure that you can actually have a solid marriage.
Okay.
When
That's
we
almost
got
like
married-
being when the kids were baptized, the godparents had to be
Present.
of that particular religion and everything in order for
Yes.
that father to do the whole christening
Yes.
and all the stuff. Okay.
Yes. So it's kind of like the same thing. When we got married, our reverend, he said he'll only marry us if we do the counseling. It was not for money. He did our entire ceremony free of charge.
Okay.
Everything. But he said he was not doing anything unless we did the counseling. He asked some questions. The girl, we had homework, everything. Like, he went through some stuff. But he was like,
But through that, was there anything that was undiscovered that you already discovered within the relationship?
These were
Okay.
questions that we had already asked, and that's one of the main things he wanted to see.
Oh, okay.
If we communicated,
Oh,
if we
okay.
knew that we had a plan for our lives, like stuff like that. If he knew God was going to be at the center of it, like he asked all of that, and he was like, "Y'all are like one of the first couples where I actually was like, I'm not worried about y'all.
Okay.
Y'all got it together. Y'all already had answers prepared for everything. Y'all already talked about everything." Like, he was like, not a problem.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
a problem. But again, for most pastors, it's, if you want me to marry you, you have to do this because I want to make sure that I'm putting a union together that deserves and should be together versus I'm just marrying you just because.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I'm not wasting my time type thing. So, yeah, that's why some
Okay.
people do.
I was just
But there's
again.
counseling.
I'm still learning. I just
Yeah.
trying to.
It's kind of like a pre-therapy type thing. And you can still do it even after, of course, because, sometimes relationships need maintenance. You can still do it after. I've seen couples do it,
Right. right.
after and stuff like that.
But it's like, is it that bad that you cannot have or ask certain type of questions to your partner, where the individual?
Well, it may not be the questions. It may be the outcome. It may be the answers that one of them may not like. And then they have to find a way to deal with it.
Now, should that be the decision upon that individual that you're telling them, or should it be upon the person that's telling them? Because you get somebody who would pre-think for you and would say, "Hey, I'm gonna refrain from saying X, Y, and Z because I know she's gonna react this way, or I feel as though she's gonna react this way," but that individual may not even react that way. It's just your mental putting those type of stigmas.
Yeah,
on
it
that.
could be that too. But they'll have a buffer there, someone that can like mediate to help them get out what they need to say,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
I'm still learning, people. I'm learning. I'm learning, people.
You still should know that.
I am.
I think we're
I'm
all
serious.
learning.
I'm learning people and just trying to get the questions of why you're doing, certain things to get to this point. Should you have already had that discussion or talk before you said yes or I do, or say anything of that nature? Just like someone with a financial situation. I'm not going to go and talk to someone who filed bankruptcy 110 times. It means that you're not that well with dollars, or you just don't care. You get some people who genuinely just don't care. Like, fuck it, I'm just go ahead and spend all these dollars and just hit bankruptcy, you know, that kind of thing. Or just say the hell with it. It's like, no, I don't want that type of counseling. I want to see where you go. I don't care if you had $1 million. I just want to know whether or not you're steady in what you're doing, you're comfortable, and things of that nature.
Right.
I get it. I get it.
You get it now?
I get it. I get it.
Yep. If the couple had already talked about certain things beforehand, then counseling is gonna be a breeze. It's gonna be.
And this counseling is just to go dumb.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it is.
Hey, well, if you go just to the peace, you ain't gotta go to counseling.
No.
Not at all. And it's cheaper. You can take that money, go on a cruise. You can fit that dress after a while. That rental tux, you know. I'm giving y'all money advice.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'm giving them money advice.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'd be the wrong person to give that to.
On another note,
What
people is a little weird. Cause
how so?
Okay.
Well, I can't even say how so, because yeah, they are.
People just get on my nerves. My best friend's husband confesses he's very attracted to me. What do I do?
What? You said my best friend.
You heard it. My best friend's husband confesses he's very attracted to me. What do I do?
Tell your friend. That's
and that's on
line.
Period. So here we go.
Line. There's no need to beat around the bush
at all. But we're going to listen. My best friend's husband is currently away for military service. He's always been a little weird, but yesterday he texted me saying he's really attracted to me and that it's hard to resist himself around me.
Well, you said text?
Texted her. He thinking about her while he away.
How close are these friends? Because I ain't got nobody texts. I ain't got nobody number like that. But go ahead.
Well, we all have each other's numbers for safety reasons. Like, oh, if something happened, like, hey, I haven't heard from her. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all have each other's numbers. You know what I'm saying? If, I need to talk to her, she not answering, is she good? You know what I'm saying? Are you good?
The only reason why I say, okay, I understand you guys because of the fact that you guys grew up together. You guys,
that's facts.
You know what I'm saying? This here, I don't know how long the friendship have
That's
been.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, he asked to meet up alone, requested pictures, and even asked me to message him from an unknown number. Ew. The worst part is that my best friend is due to give birth in a month with her second child. With their second child. She's already struggling mentally and financially and doing her best to hold everything together while he's gone. I feel sick and conflicted. It's hard to look at her knowing all this. We work together. I don't want to cause her more pain when she's already dealing with so much, but I also don't think I can keep this from her. I don't know how or when to tell her. Has anyone been in a similar situation? What would you do? Hold on. She also said that it's a stressful pregnancy. It's a complicated pregnancy. So putting this information on her could cause further stress.
That's kind of being stuck in a hard place.
It
but
is.
Unfortunately, Sister going to have to sit down and listen to this one.
Yeah.
Because the pregnancy being stressful, her husband's situation could be even more stressful if she doesn't tell her the situation.
So the question is, should she wait until after the baby is born, at least the child will be here first? Or should she tell her right now?
Hold on, I'm like, how? Now, my
she said she
question
would
is,
do within the month.
in a month.
So should she just wait? Because I know me. I would want to tell you now, but I also don't want nothing to happen to you or the baby because of more nonsense. That is the tough decision.
Right, that would be, but it's kind of like, would there be distance between your friend's husband and you? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing, because she may be the godmommy of the kid eventually. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, say this lady is around her friend quite often. Now, how often is the husband is away? How often is the husband is around? That could be stressful for the lady too, because that's uncomfortable. So you're talking about two stressful situations. One that's could be critical, and the other one, you know what I'm saying, is just like, yeah, I don't know. That's would I wait? If it's a month, I probably would wait until she have the baby, but I would keep myself at least.
But remember, he's away. He's away right now.
Yeah, but the baby's due. Will he be back during birth?
A lot of them don't come back because they can't. So he may come back or he may not. I'm not sure.
I don't know. See, those are the variables I need.
Yeah.
To kind of make that decision. But that's not the first I've heard of that.
That's disgusting. You are a disgusting human.
Yeah, that's not the first. But I'm not surprised, and no ill will to the military people and all this stuff, but y'all got reps.
No, they're absolutely good military people.
Yeah, they are, but they got, some of them got reps.
All right, so look, I have a stupid, weird would you rather question. Okay?
Okay.
Would you rather own a rhino the size of a hamster or a hamster the size of a rhino? These are the questions the people want to know.
Ooh. I got allergies, so I might just take the little rhino.
That's what I'm taking, baby. First of all,
I got allergies, so I don't
like rodents.
What.
And I don't need a giant rodent other than a capybara. Those are pretty cute. But I am not having a giant hamster.
Somebody might like, what the hell you want a small ass rhino?
Imagine you in the kitchen or something, or you somewhere standing, a little rhino come up and stick you with their horn in your foot.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's gonna hurt.
You can use them as a little weapon, though.
You could.
Yeah.
Oh, but that would probably be so cute, though.
Fucking people ankles up.
Yo, tearing you up, though. That horn putting in the work.
Them ankles ain't got nothing.
But that would be so adorable. A little rhino.
And I can't see a huge
hamster.
No.
The only time I seen a huge hamster was in was that the Nutty Professor? I think it was the Nutty Professor. Where that hamster accidentally blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was and that's a no for me, Bob.
Yeah, I
no.
can't. Mm-mm.
I can't do that. No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
I'll definitely take the rhino. The rhino, here we come.
Okay, so last one. Would you rather have all traffic lights turn green or never have to stand in line? Baby, I am not standing in the line ever again in my life. I don't even like to move when the traffic light turn green, only because Negroes like to run lights. You're not about to have me get hit by y'all just because the light turned green. I still got to stop and see what y'all doing. But that line, if I could just do what I need to do without standing in the line, I'm straight. I don't want to stand in the line.
Where am I riding to with all these damn green lights?
Don't matter.
Yeah, I don't care about green lights because sometimes you can just take the yellow or the red. So
see, and you the one looking out for because you the one running the light.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah, I don't want to stand in line. My knees hurt.
I ain't even worried about that.
My knees hurt, y'all.
I want to be able to get the stuff now, so I ain't gotta worry about it. While everybody else in line waiting for X, Y, and Z tickets, I'm already mine is secured, basically.
Yeah, I do like that whole, head of the line privilege kind of thing.
Right.
So I definitely would.
You telling me I'm getting a fast pass for the rest of my life? I ain't gotta stand in line at Disney World.
Yeah.
You better believe I'm going to be first in line for everything. I don't care if I get every red light on my way to the park if I'm standing in the front of that line every freaking time. Let the mice be red, yellow. They'll eventually turn green. But standing an hour and a half in line to ride, I'm not doing it. Fast pass me.
Oh my
End the
goodness.
story.
That man over there looking down on people. Oh, you peasants. You peasants.
Peasants.
I see you had all the green lights.
I got some green lights. Hope you get here to do nothing. Bye.
That man on
I done rode 7 rides while all them green lights still sitting on there one ride. I done been around the park, honey. Been around the park. Got to see all my favorite characters. We done hammed it up. I done got my little Mickey ears and everything, and they still in line for the first ride. I thought about this hard, didn't I?
You did a lot. Yeah, you did.
It's a lot to happen.
You thought real hard about that. We were just talking about busting it. This nigga skipping through the damn tulips.
I went there. It was there. Right. Yeah. But yeah, I would be very happy. Fast past my entire existence. There you go.
I'm with you on that. I don't care about the lights and something like that.
I'm never in a rush. I want to get there safe anyway. Somebody always doing something dumb.
Yes.
So,
but being impatient, standing in line, just push me forward.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, people, for sure. All right, y'all.
She got to get that one tune in every episode, don't you?
Is it every episode? I don't think I did the first one.
I gotta watch it. I snorted.
You stupid.
All right, y'all. That's it.
Yeah.
For this episode. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here, and we'll holler at y'all. See you when we see you. Peace.